Captain on the bridge.
Alright, Caps, back here on the bridge, and tonight we will be circling back onto the legendary Scimitar. Now, I already did a build on this when it first came out, and it was cannon heavy, as in with 2 ends. But this time I wanted to sort of update the build from what we did last time. So, as you captains know, I love my torp, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to theme it around the torp, but still keep up with sort of what we saw from Nemesis. So we'll go over the build with weapons, space set, devices, consoles, traits, stations, DOFs, and then taking a lead Argala to see how she does. Now this is just a theme build, nothing to take too seriously, and just see how she does. So we'll start here with the weapons. We have the enhanced biomolecular photon torpedo from your Undine rep, the Romulan hyperplasma torpedo, which is from your Romulan rep, your ultimate modified Kelvin torp, which is we roll to crit DM damage 3 and has a reload mod, and this is from the low buy store because we want to keep with the green theme, and a dark matter quantum torpedo launcher. Now this, when you fire it, is purple-ish, but we'll explain why we're using that. And this is from your discovery rep. And then keep up with the cannons. Look, the 2 ends. We're going to keep our advanced fleet disruptor dual heavy cannons here up at the front. So our space stuff, again, nothing too different. Elite fleet innovation protomatter deflector from your colony world. Your prevailing innervated impulse engines from your competitive rep. Then you have the mycelial harmonic singularity core. And TLISS review pending modified shield from your discovery rep. Now, for weaponry, we have our modulating competition mine launcher, which is from the competitive mine. The Black Ops mine launcher we're going to use tonight. This is a reward event from one of the past events that we've had. And then to keep a little bit more of the cannon's look, we're going to put an advanced fleet disruptor turret in the back, which again we roll to crit DM damage 4. Devices, we have our Kobayashi Maru, subspace field modulator, temporal negotiator to help with our cooldowns, and of course our torp candy, which is plus 30% bonus projectile damage for 20 seconds. In our consoles, we are going to use the 3-piece here that gives us the Thaleron pulse before the immersion. So that is the secondary shields, the cloaked barrage, singular distributor unit. Now, how I activate this is because there's such a wind up to the actual firing of this Thaleron pulse, I make sure I put on any of like my heals that will go over time, like let's say DPRM that I do have on here, or reverse shield polarity or something like that, so that because you're kind of vulnerable when you are winding up to fire this thing. But we're going to use it. We are going to use it in this Argala. Continue on here. So we have the dynamic power redistributor module, which is from the Atlas. For all its goodies, paired up with the point defense bombardment warhead. Of course, plus 25 projected weapon projectile damage. But of course, the 2-piece gives us a little boost to our disruptor cannons. Of course, the bio-neural infusion circuits from the low buy store. We're going to use the ordnance accelerator, which is going to help us with our recharge on our mines and give us some projectile weapon damage as well. 2 vulnerability exploiters for torpedoes, plus 9.8 crit severity, plus 34.5 torp weapon damage. Now we did that because we already are over 46 in our crit chance, so we're just gonna help boost our crit severity and kind of do like I try to aim for 200 crit severity, so that's the reasoning behind that. Then we have our ultimate modified swarm processor, which is a 2-piece paired up with the ultimate Kelvin torp, and the 2-piece here gives you on crits you're gonna get bolt at the fire a bolt at the target, dealing 588.5 plasma damage. And of course, this also improves your long range targeting, improves all weapon damage, and improves energy weapon damage. So that works in our favor. We have, of course, the locator or the Lorca's custom fire controls. for all its goodies, and of course the 2-piece paired with the dark matter quantum will give us on crit plus 1% crit severity buff for 20 seconds, and it stacks up to 25. And of course we have a hangar pet here, and we're just going to be using the elite Romulan drone ship that we got from the starbase. We'll go over the stations first, left to right, top to bottom. So we're gonna use tactical team. Really had nothing else to use there. Cannon scatter volley for 2 purposes. One, for the visual effects on our cannons. 2, also to trip ETM. We're using attack pattern Omega to help trip our assault formation theta trait, because upon that activation you get a high yield 3, but you get the benefits as well of attack pattern Omega. So what I like to do is hit high yield 3 first, then hit attack pattern Omega. I get 2 high yields back to back. And of course, if you manually time your torp spreads, you'll get a torp spread there, wait till it fires off, then hit it again. Because if you hit it again too soon, all will happen is just refresh the timer on your torp spread if you haven't fired it. So there's that. And then we have engineering team here just for some heals, reverse shield polarity. I'm going to use that right before I hit the on pulse. Tractor beam, this is going to be for our REA traits. Beam fire at will for the ETM, attack pattern beta for the debuff, high yield 3, and then we're going to use dispersal pattern beta, mind dispersal pattern beta 3 to help with the 2 mines that we have in the aft. Emergency power to engines, Oxtabat for cooldowns, of course, concentrate firepower 3. Traits, we have our A Good Day to Die, Hot Pursuit, projectile training. Innocuous, this gives us plus 5 crit severity. So we're using that. Resonating payload modification, of course, being Romulan operative, self-modulating fire, Terran targeting systems, and the Boimler effect, of course, for our cooldown. That's kind of upgraded from the last time we used this build, which is more disruptor cannon heavy, but we'll do that build another time. So for our starship traits is assault formation theta, Ceaseless momentum, ETM, and here the rapid emitting armaments. Now what I've noticed when you use this trait, it procs off of you using tractor beam. Now it does actually fire purple torps and green torps, so that's why I decided to also still use the dark matter quantum torpedo to help with that visual. And that's kind of, let's say that's a refit on this. And we are going to use the trait that does come with this ship. She's a predator. When activating attack pattern bridge officer ability, you get plus 19k hit points, plus 30% bonus all damage for 15 seconds. Not bad. Space rep, nothing too different. Same things that we've been using before. Advanced targeting systems, Omega kinetic shearing, TLISS duality, precision, and torpedo pre-fire sequence. All of them are rank 2. And for active space reps, again, the same thing here. Anti-time entanglement singularity, biomolecular shield generator, force challenge, refracting Chetrion cascade, and quantum singularity for an additional cloak for us, because why not? Our doofs. So again, we have the Neil Falconer one helping us to increase our damage versus the Borg. We're not going to be fighting the Borg here in Argala, but we are usually, when we are doing our tier 4 runs nightly, we visit the Borg more than once. So it'll help us regardless, and it's just a free DOS space to use for space. So here for our space DOFs here as well, we got the projectile weapons officer. We got 3 of them. One of them gives us crit chance when we're firing torpedoes. 2 of them give us crit severity when we're firing torpedoes. Our emergency con officer, that recharges evasive maneuvers when using emergency power to engines. We're going to use Brad Boimler, just because Brad Boimler, and a technician to help our Oxtabat and our cooldowns. So we'll quickly head off to an Argala. And we are on Elite. Let's see how she does. This is just a theme build that we like to mess around with here, not take too seriously. And this is something that will not set any records, but this will help with the immersion immensely, because it's all for the immersion. So we'll do this, get that out there. Get that up. Don't read, I see there are purple torps when you use that REA trait. It's first group done. We're gonna use Cloak Barrage here.
You have entered an error. Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their fog might come out of Hive.
Let's make sure we're looking at our timer. Oh, have some mines. So we still have our disruptor and our green theme going on here. I don't know why I hit my my Taylor on pulse, but hey, it looks good, doesn't it? There you go. Well, I was just showing it off. That's all I was doing. I was just showing it off. Oh. Ooh. Here, let's use this. A lot of torps heading that towards that carrier. Even more. And some mines chasing it. See, they're a mix of green and purple torps. All hyperplasmas, so that when the dark matter fires, it kind of matches them. Here's a torp for you. Let's get some torps for this ship here. Use our Cloak Barrage because we can. This actually helps with our movement too, being cloaked. Just gotta watch our timer and then uncloak. Get our shields up. You think that's enough torps? I think they need more torps. Here, have some more torps. Ooh. Alright. Right? So we 24 seconds on our Thaler on Pulse is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. We're gonna stalk the flagship. When we get out of cloak, put on DPRM, spam, our spam bar, buff as much as we can. Here we go. Get closer, get closer. Uh-oh. I'm drifting. Yeah, there you go. Point blank. There you go. That did absolutely nothing. But that's okay. It looked good. Here we go. Cloak barrage. It does look really good when she comes out of cloak, doesn't it?
That's got them. Excellent work.
Ooh.
We'll send
That was
over
some
a
big booms.
pacification party and take the suspect into custody.
That was some big booms. Alright, let's
Thank you
do
for your
our
assistance.
closing remarks on this little build we did here. Just park her over here. And we are being followed by a Kazon holographic ship. But that's okay. So there's the build, there she is. Again, we made this just because we want to do another theme build, keeping with the Romulan green weaponry, and then going with the purple torps as well because of the REA trait. And again, like we do with most of our builds, we just do this for fun. So we're just calling this a theme build, something we do here a lot of, because I find that these builds, for me, help my immersion. They may break and hurt some other people's immersion, but that's okay. I play for me. Captains, you should play how you want to. And I've never said I'm the best shipbuilder. I just do this because I love Star Trek. So I do a lot of these builds where I try to emulate what I see on screen. May not be the best, but it's good enough for me. So we're going to leave it there.
Permission to disembark, sir.
Granted.